Hello everybody, this is Baron the Bear, and the reason why I'm making this video is I've noticed, I look on YouTube and a lot of videos on these type of Kingdom games. They always have the music turned up real loud. You can barely hear the person talk, or they're like really super enthusiastic. And here we go, guys. I mean, people watch these videos to get information about the game. This isn't like a TV show, and I don't know. It just kind of it bothers me when I see all this crap on YouTube all the time. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video and explain that. If you watch my videos, I don't do none of that stuff. It's all cut and dry. It's all the information that you're gonna need to know. I'm not wasting no one's time when I make my videos. So, with that being said, what this video is about, it's going to be basically finding your inner commander. And, you might be asking, well, what do you mean by saying inner commander? Well, what I'm saying is, this is a game, whether you're playing it free or you're spending money, okay? This is your game, and the purpose for playing a game is to have fun, okay? So, if you're not having fun, then you're doing something wrong. And I think this is going to go for a lot of newer players in these type of games. They get confused because you have all these people trying to give advice. Somebody's telling you to do this, somebody's trying to tell you to do that. The key is to play the game to where that you're having fun playing it. That's the crucial point. And not to give up. I don't believe in these type of kingdom. This is a really good kingdom game. This is why I play it. This is why I make videos for this game, because I know I've been playing these type of games for a long time. I know when I see a good game. This is a good game. So what I'm trying to say right now is, play it how you want to play it. Now you're gonna be limited, depending on the money you're gonna spend. It's like anything in life. If you don't spend much money on something, you're gonna have. There's gonna be some setbacks you're gonna have. If you're a free to play player in this type of game, you're gonna be limited on the amount of troops you're gonna be able to have. You're gonna have to be really active to keep your troops out of your base. If you can't shield, there's gonna be a lot of limits when you're a free to play player. And I might try to make some more videos on that, as far as you have to keep your troops only to your march size, and you got to send all your troops out of your base when you're not shielded. I've had a beginning new player video I made early off when I first started this YouTube channel that explains a lot of that. So, but what I'm going to explain right now is, if you're a casual player and a low spender. What I mean by a low spender, I mean maybe you're able to spend $7, $10, $20 a month. If you're able to spend that, there's absolutely no limit to what you can do in this game. The only thing I recommend is, if you want to play this game any way you want to play it, my best advice is you get the monthly card pack. Okay, you get this Supreme card here for $20 a month. If you're willing to spend $20 a month, you can play this game any way you want to. Okay, I'll explain a little bit how I played. Okay, I have never been attacked. Okay, now in the beginning things were everyone's growing, no one's worried about attacking, but I had gotten some threats, from some, from a few big players. So it basically forced me to shield a lot of the times, okay? So the crucial thing is, if you're willing to spend $20 a month, you can always keep a shield up the whole time. Nobody can touch you unless you want them to touch you. And that's one of the key things about what I'm trying to emphasize with playing the game. So I make it a point to spend $20 every month on a Supreme card. It lets me do whatever I want in the game. So, and there's several ways you can play the game if you're able to do that. There's different types of players. There's raiders, people who only go out and attack. They don't keep any troops in their base when they're attacking. That way, if they get hit, they don't lose troops because they're out of their base when they're attacking. You could be a farmer. A farmer is someone who builds up a lot of troops, which is kind of like how I've done it a little bit in the beginning wise. I built up a lot of troops, so I knew right off the bat I wouldn't be attacking as much. So I needed to farm troops to bring in a lot of resources so I could grow. That's important. But with that, in regards to that, you got to be able to shield. If you can't shield, you're not going to be able to go with that strategy. So I've farmed a lot, and I've been able to grow without having to kill everybody. There's pros and cons to that. It can be difficult to get strong with not attacking as much, but in the same regards, you don't have no bad blood with people. Nobody hates you because you haven't zeroed them. So basically, what I've focused on now is just building up myself. Another crucial thing too, I like to point out. This is really good words of advice. Is if you can shield and prevent people from scouting you, the likelihood of someone wanting to attack you is going to be a lot less. Because if they can't see what you got, they're not going to be wanting to just go jump in and attack you. So if you can keep it to the point where before you get scouted, you shield up or put a fog of war, you prevent people from scouting your base. They're not going to know what you got. For all anyone purposes, I could have like a ton of snipers. I could have a bunch of shredders. I could have a bunch of meat shield and damage units that a lot of players don't want to slam into someone and hit someone blindly that has that. So there's a lot of advantages with playing certain strategies. Those are two right there: the raider and a farmer. There's other strategies too. You could be more social. Okay, so you're more of a social type of person. You play the game and you're casual. You don't keep a lot of troops. You might get hit sometimes, but you can rebuild and recover your wounded troop because you're not wasting a lot of resources on a big huge army. You can only keep enough in your base to where if they get wounded, you can heal them. And you're more social. You might bookmark other alliances and help your alliance by giving coordinates during kill events to attack this place over here at this time. You're a more social type of player. You play the game for the social aspect. And then there's people that like the diplomacy of the game. They like to be in some responsible to some regards to their alliance and cooperate and talk to other alliances. So I guess I'm going to try to end this video now, but what I'm trying to get at to especially the newer players in these games is don't feel like don't let others that are telling you what to do feel like you're forced to have to play the way they play the game. That's one of the great things about these type of games is there's so many different ways of playing them. It's not just one way. And it's like anything. Everybody has a different job. If everybody did the same thing every day, a 9-to-5 job, it would be a boring place to live in. So, there's so many different ways you can play the game. In my opinion, there's no right or wrong way of playing, as long as you're playing with your limitations. Like I said, if you're a free player, you have to play a certain way in those limits. If you can spend like $20 a month there's pretty much nothing you can't do in this game, in my opinion. If you know how to play these games, for $20 a month, you can do whatever you want. If you're social, you can be an alliance. If you're not, you could really be, for $20 a month and keep shielded. You know what you're doing. You could really be a thorn in anyone's side. If you're experienced. There might be some videos I might go over some of this tactics where you can really do some dirty tactics and just really cause people a lot of pain. But the focus of this video was just to explain to people, how you can play in certain ways. So my advice is just to play in the limitations that you have. You're a free player. Don't go overboard and building more troops than you can protect. Make sure you're using your resources. Don't stockpile a whole bunch of resources. Because if you can't shield, you're just giving your resources to the enemies. So, be active in your alliance. Donate. I don't know how many times I see people have a hard time with donating. You can donate. You can log in, man, like 1 minute every 4 hours or something. When you're awake. When you take your 15-minute break, you're at work or lunch. You can easily log in for 1 minute and click donate. And I still see people have problems with that. So there's a lot of things that you can do as far as being a free player that's a big help to your alliance. You can be a farmer. There's nothing wrong with being a farmer. And you collect a whole bunch of resources. If some people in your alliance might need, somebody might need 2 million food or something. Yeah, you might have to send 4 million to get it to them. But if you do nothing but farm all the time, you're going to have those resources. So even someone who doesn't necessarily attack can be a big help in the alliance. So that's the reason why I wanted to make this video, was because evidently in YouTube, as far as YouTubers go, there's just a lot of bad quality videos out there. It's just not telling people what they need to know when they play these types of games. My goal on my channel is to explain things to people so they understand how to play these games. I don't want people to quit this game because they get frustrated and stuff. There's no reason to quit. You just learn to play the way you want to play. Whatever makes it fun for you, that's the key. So this is Baron the Bear. If you got any thoughts on what I said, any comments, and feel free to post, like, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.